Back to another video. Today we are doing solid rock infinite negates. Now of course solid rocks, they've fallen from the pedestal they once were, being able to play through 20 hand traps and still end on 20 negates. But right now, well, I was actually going to do a ADAMANCIPATOR infinite negate video with Block Dragon, but you know that time is gone. I just couldn't. So right here I have the post Block Dragon ban list. If before starting off the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as it really does help the channel. And I guess we'll start off. So first, our ADAMANCIPATOR, our little tuners, triple of each one. There's no excuse to not run triple of each one. Maximum consistency. All of them summon other rocks from your deck. You have to run as many as possible. The triple copies of Guardian. Guardian is a monster negate, so if you're able to normal summon him, you're able to usually play through monster hand traps like Gamma and whatnot. And it also, if you don't, it's still just a level 4 on field to go into more synchro plays. Triple Koaki Mirror Supplier. Supplier is a free special summon from the hand if rock monster is sent to the graveyard, so that is really good. It's a level 4 for Gallant Granite, and it also just searches a Koaki Mirror Guardian. If you haven't used a normal summon already, you can summon it, and also just keeps your hand size healthy for cards like Plague Spreader Zombie. So triple supplier for sure. The one copy of Dragite. Dragite is the main reason why I run this is because it's a level 4 that when summoned off your one of your excavators, it generates advantage, which is kind of the main thing. Being able to keep your hand size healthy for certain cards can definitely come up, and it's a decent card. Having an extra draw isn't really too bad. You can draw into cards like Weeping Idol, one of your researcher or seeker. You can draw into supplier, you can draw into one of your hand traps, you can draw into signs, you can draw into teleport. There are lots of good things to draw into. So and the reason why I'm not like maxing out on it or anything is that it's not like something like, oh my goodness, I have to draw a card. It's like more of a, yeah, I gotta draw a card, that's nice. So it's not really a big deal. It's not something you want to make a big deal out of. So just a one-off. It's a good handy draw. So the triple Doki Doki, another one of your good starters, discards a rock, summons a rock from the deck with the same level, so it's able to summon cards like Koaki Mirror Guardian from the deck for free, which is usually its main use. Is able to summon a researcher or seeker in case you have like multiple copies in your hand, because you can discard itself, which is pretty strong. So triple Doki Doki for sure. The one Weeping Idol, this might seem weird, but the reason I play this is because in case you already have access to cards like Researcher and Seeker, then it's a decent draw. It's a decent search of Gallant Granite, along with being a level 2 non-tuner, so that if you excavate it, you can use it and a Raptide that you almost always make in the combo in order to go into an early Savage Dragon, which is pretty neat. So one Weeping Idol. Extenders, triple Penincestor, triple Atara. Being able to make Gallant Granite is still pretty important because it gives you easier access to cards like Researcher, and that's the main reason why we run it, so that we just get the Gallant Granite quicker. The triple copies of Adara. Adara is another really strong card since it is able to it's a tuner extender, and that's kind of what matters, being able to go into halq Fibrax for free, because that is your main combo starter. Unfortunately, I can't really make a combo tutorial on how to play ADAMANCIPATOR, but the reason being that it's just such an RNG deck. Your entire combo pivots over certain draws, but your main end board is going to be your infinite negates plus a Savage Dragon or a Guardian or any other form of negate. Next for our bricks, one copy of your Thunderbird. Sorry, wait a second. My mouse is having a bit of spasm there. Avian, Thunderbird for infinite negates, of course, in case you don't know how it works. As long as you're able to get Avian and Thunderbird on the field. Avian reads, when a card effect is activated, you bounce back a misvalued card you control to the hand to negate it. And Thunderbird reads, when it's bounced back to the hand, you can special summon it back, basically for free. So you're able to infinitely negate it. Unfortunately, Avian is once per chain, which is where your extra negate comes in. And if your opponent tries to attack over the Thunderbird while it's on the field, you can use IP Masquerena that he usually make in order to go into avramax, which is really good. So it's very difficult to beat infinite gates usually. Even through a couple of hand traps, you should be able to end on at least a savage dragon. You know, that's kind of the standard. So Avian Thunderbird for sure. The one called Plague Spreader, it's usually going to be your summon of halq Fibrax, and being able to just revive itself from the graveyard whilst being an extender is super strong. Triple Adamantipator Science, it is a monster reborn. It's not once per turn, it stacks your deck if you need to. It's just a really broken card overall. The one copy of Emergency Teleport, E-Tele is super important since that's the only reason I run the Gamma package, being a level 2 tuner extender. If your halq Fibrax gets interrupted, being able to use emergency teleport is pretty important usually. And finally, for hand traps, the Gamma package and Imperm package, there are any sort of hand traps you want. I would honestly lock in the Gamma. You can just put in whatever you want instead of impermanence, like an Ash Blossom or something, or like a Droll, Nibiru, whatever you want. I just decided to put in Imperm for this case because I think it just comes in a lot more handy and dodges cards like Triple Tactics Talent. So triple Imperm. And finally, we have our extra deck. One Savage Dragon, you have to run the one Savage Dragon as an extra negate. It's really easy to make him too, so you do run him. The one copy of Dragite is good going second, being able to bounce a ton of cards on top of being a potential spell or trap negate. Well, it usually is just a spell or trap negate because you have halq Fibrax in your graveyard. The one copy of Riptide, you make him in your combo using Linkross. Like, if I were to just verbally explain the combo, it's kind of just, you know, you use halq Fibrax, summon Plague Spreader Zombie, you go into Linkross, summon tokens, Plague Spreader plus token into Metal Marcher bring back, Plague Spreader plus token into Cyberse Integrator. You go into Riptide and you get an extra draw off Cyberse Integrator. And Riptide in this case is treated as a tuner because it was synchro summoned using your Metal Marcher. So if you're able to excavate a Doki Doki or a Weeping Idol, since it is a tuner, you can go into Savage Dragon later, and with the sheer amount of special summons this deck can do, you can easily set up your Reaper Docus plays in order to go into Infinite Gates. The one copy of Herald, sometimes it does come up if you just have a bunch of level 2s on board, or if your opponent somehow like negated some cards, like if they negated Metal Marcher by using some sort of graveyard disruption, because that's usually the first place graveyard disruption comes up. You can use a Metal Marcher token, go into Herald, and then you can kind of combo off from there. Of course, your end board is going to be a lot weaker, but as I said, having one negate is the minimum this deck can do, and you know, being able to make Herald is always super great. The one copy of Cyberse Integrator, as I said it in that you need it in the combo, just use it and use Plague Spreader and a token to go into him, and he just nets you an extra draw, which is basically the entire use of him. The Martial Metal Marcher is super important, being able to turn any token into a playable monster, which is super important. The one copy of Gallant Granite. Gallant Granite is really good because it is able to search an Emancipator researcher, and researcher just special summons herself for free, on top of being another excavate for a bunch of cards, summoning cards, and then you extend into Oblivion from there. You can also search cards like Weeping Idol if you need to, or even an Emancipator Seeker too. So it's really it's just really good and versatile. So we run the triple Gallant Granite. The one copy of avramax is there just to protect your Thunderbird from being attacked over. One access code talker. Access code is super strong since it is able to just end games out of nowhere and easily OTK. The one copy of Simorgh, Bird of Sovereignty. Simorgh is super strong since it is able to summon Avian from the deck for free. The one copy of halq Fibrax is able to summon Plague Spreader and just combo off from there. Everybody knows halq Fibrax, you know. The one copy of Unit Carrier, that is our way of getting Thunderbird on the field. You use Unit Carrier, equip Thunderbird to a Simorgh, Bird of Sovereignty, so that's how you get it on the field. The one copy of Reaper Docus is just a way to turn your cards into Winged Beast for the summoning condition of Simorgh. The 1 copy of IP Masquerena. Since Union Carry cannot be used on Link materials to turn this Link summon, you use it and the IP Masquerena to both go into an avramax during your opponent's turn, which is why you don't immediately go into one. And finally, the 1 copy of Linkross to generate tokens for synchro plays. So that is kind of the deck. Unfortunately, I can't show a combo tutorial because, as I said, Adamancipator is just too much of an RNG deck to really make a combo. It relies way too much on excavating certain cards. And overall, the deck is super strong if it goes in uninterrupted asterisks, but it's really strong. Even under like 1 hand trap, you are usually able to you're usually able to set up at least 1 negate in form of like Herald or Savage. Herald can also be made before the Nibiru 5th summon, so Nibiru proof potentially. But the deck is really just as strong. It's just lost all forms of resilience against hand traps, and that is the only reason why it's fallen off the meta. If Konami makes some sort of broken rock card that like says your opponent can't activate cards in response to your rock cards, then that will be super strong. So yep, that is kind of the deck, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.